when OnPassive is launched, some founders will choose to market the products and reseller opportunity. Does OnPassive have marketing materials that all founders could be using, or should they create their own marketing materials? And if they create their own marketing materials, do the materials need to be approved by OnPassive first?
Can I translate first?
Yes.
Thở lúc tổ chức OnPassive nó này thấy cái là tiếng mấy sắp tới này thì bây giờ sáng tàu ít cho yếu ít tàu ít cho đông đỡ một cái là suy cho khổng cho lòng trang tại từ bên lô làng đồ nó lúc tổ chức bố mấy cho khổng cho bây giờ một trang tại khác từ bên lô làng đồ là suy bây giờ tàu chỉ bây tàu OP giờ tàu bây OP này lúc tổ chức nó có cho chạy.
Okay, well, first of all, a big hello to everyone that is here tonight. Thank you so much, Tabitha and Shukar, for inviting me, to this meeting. It's always a pleasure being with the Hmong community and the founders at large. With regards to the question, now, OnPassive is not going to turn us into marketers, okay? Majority of us, I would say at least 80% of us that are in OnPassive are not marketers. We've tried to market, we failed at marketing, so we come into OnPassive because OnPassive, will do all the heavy lifting. They'll do all the marketing for us. They'll make it simple that we don't have to be marketers. Okay, so that's first and foremost. And that's a good thing, okay? That's a very, very good thing. Because you can teach a lot of people how to market, and trust me, most will still not get it. Most will still not be successful, because if it was that simple, in other businesses that you're in, right, someone could have taught you and you would have learned and you'd have been great, right? That's just not the case. Very few are good at marketing because there's a skill involved. It's both an art as well as a science. People go to university, study marketing, consumer behavior, all of that. So OnPassive will not turn us into that, okay? But it's far simpler than that. OnPassive is making this so simple that you don't have to be a marketer, but at the same time still be able to sell, still be able to generate sales, okay? So first, we're going to have the company automating the process, sending the traffic for us, the potential customers, all of that is done. What we can do for those who want to, speed up their process, speed up their success, want to reach out to others, it's all about connection, okay? So we're simply going to connect with people, right? And by connecting with people, all we have to do is point them in the right direction, okay? So it will not be your traditional marketing strategies that's needed, okay? You won't need to go create systems like capture pages and autoresponders and setting up letters and, so you have your funnel, and all that will not be needed outside of what OnPassive will provide, okay? So we're going to see that what we will have are tools that's going to help us bring people into OnPassive that are looking for what we have, okay? Looking for what we have. So it's going to be a very, very simple process. It's not about having banners and text ads and all these things. All that will not be necessary to engage with the millions upon millions, even billions of people out there to come into OnPassive, okay? So rest assured, people can relax, they can breathe. You don't need to become a marketer. You don't need to worry about marketing materials and all these things because OnPassive is going to be doing things differently. Okay, it will not be the same old, same old. It's completely different. It's going to be fresh, new ways of being able to reach individuals, okay? And that's going to help us a lot, all right?
Okay, rồi cần gọi nữa là máy của ta OnPassive nếu chỉ cho bé là nếu chỉ khai bé luôn một cái trang tờ cái là cái lỗ nó OnPassive yếu thôi dạng đó chú bé là cái chữ ta yếu thật chủ nó đây à yếu một với tụi tôi này cái mua lúa làng lúa cho một trăm tờ tụiเขาเขาnó giờ tao biết cỡ là có tao tất nhiên mà giờ biết cỡ là hai yếu ba chữ
Sean, you're muted. Sean, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, I mute myself. Okay, my question, there are many questions in there, and my question is, what is the difference between OMail and OPost? Can we also use OMail or Post for mass emailing marketing campaigns? And if you don't mind, can you share with us what is needed to do an email marketing or email campaign? Can you teach us how to do it? Thank you.
This is a question. Okay. Lulu nói chuyện ta lu email ha lu.
So OPost, right, that's our bulk mailer, right? If you want to send out, thousands upon thousands of emails, that's what you're going to use is OPost, right? Whereas OMail, that's your regular communication that you'll have, friends, family, business associates, etc. But just regular communication. It's not for mass marketing. Okay. For mass marketing, you need individual IP address, different servers. There's a lot that goes into that. You don't want to be accused of spamming and stuff like that. So within OPost, you actually will have the ability to pre-test your message. So if you have an email ready to go out, you'll be able to run it through the filter, so it'll screen it for spam words and stuff like that, so that you can better tailor your email campaign as it goes out. Right, so that's your OPost, right? But both of them have the ability to import your contacts and all of that. Right? But a good idea is for people to go to the corporate site and just click on the product, click on OPost and read all about it. There's lots of information there, give you about different features and all of that. And the same with OMail, okay, to get a better understanding of it. But the bottom line is just think of bulk mailing, think of OPost, and then individual mailing, think of OMail, okay? Now, as far as, what is needed, right? Again, OnPassive is not trying to make us into this, mega marketer, right? Some people will understand how we do it, but I guess it's early morning somewhere, right? But we'll be able to have the ability to use it as we see fit, as long as we're doing things, properly, right? You don't want to misuse it or abuse it, right? But you will be able to create an email letter that you feel is going to communicate what your intentions are based upon what it is that you're promoting, whether it's a business, whether it's OnPassive business or some other business. So you'll be able to put that together. And then you just simply obviously have to have contacts. Like, who are you going to send this message to? Who are you going to send this email letter to? So you have to have contacts. As I said, if you do have contacts, you can import them. You can be able to import contacts from any of your email providers that you have right now, or if you have a separate contact list, like a bulk list, you'll be able to import that in also. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go out there and just go buy a whole bunch of lists from vendors, because chances are, it's garbage. Okay, so you don't want to be doing that, right? But one of the things that will be happening though is that as we start to make connections with people, whether it's OMail or ONet, etc., you'll be able to build up your own list. As we get into the traffic packages and the traffic is coming to your site, that's also going to help you build up a contact list. Okay, so you'll be able to have all these things that's building the list that you will need, and that list that you can count on. That is something that you know is real, is a real people that's coming in. So now you can communicate to them on a mass basis instead of individually send out 1, 2, 3. You can send out all in bulk, okay? So all of that will be available within OnPassive. Everything that you need to do a campaign will be available in OnPassive. You won't necessarily need anything outside or outside providers to be able to send your campaigns out. As far as teaching you how to do it, well, again, like I said, sure, through Academy, I'm sure not just myself, but others will be able to offer, some sort of course for those who feel they want to learn. Some people like to learn stuff, even though they may not use what they learn. They want to learn, right? So that will be made available. And keep in mind that we're going to have tutorials for the various products as well that will also help you to understand them better so that you can utilize them, okay? So that's it in a nutshell. Yeah, 1 second, Tabitha, please.
Okay.
Right? Yes, and so, right, so even though I say that, OnPassive is not going to, turn us into marketers, right? We're going to get the results, though, as if you were a marketer. You understand? And that's what's most important is the results, right? So, I would rather have the company do all the heavy lifting for me and give me the desired results as opposed to I have to go learn it, put it all together, and actually implement it in order to get, the desired results. And chances are I'm not going to get the results. I'm not going to. So if I have an automatic way of this being done for me and get the results that I'm looking for, this is why it's a big win, okay? That's what we should be looking at. Think of what this business is, right? Immerse yourself into it to get a greater understanding of it, right? And know that the company's got your back. It's all taken care of for you. 100% done for you. All you have to do is show up, okay?
Okay, I had that.
Some founders have multiple accounts, right? Can you imagine if let's say you had, I don't know, 5 accounts, right? Can you imagine if you had to go out there and market for each one of those 5 accounts, right? Can you imagine right? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you have 5 accounts if you have to go and do all of that, right? You're just compounding the problem upon yourself, right? So the reason why founders are acquiring multiple accounts is because they know it's automatically done for you. The heavy lifting is automatically done for you. All I have to do is buy some traffic and it gets sent to the system and I'm good to go. So if that be the case, I can have 2 accounts, 3 accounts, 4, etc. Right? Because all I have to do is just get the traffic in front and I can get the traffic from OnPassive. All right?
Thank you. Okay. The next question is, what is the difference in products package and traffic package? Are they offered together or separately? Do they have an estimate amount of traffic on lowest package or highest package?
Hey, thằng tôi cho bóp không cái nút thắt cái bây giờ yếu này nhở? Để tới giá lên.
Okay, so product package, just as the name implies, that's your products, right? So we know that OConnect is the first paid product, okay? But that's not our package, right? So let me back up, okay? As we move forward, right? Right, all of us are going to be able to set up an account, right, through OMail. So not the OMail that's in your back office, okay? Let me make that clear. So don't go run and go create a whole bunch of OMail accounts in your back office right now. No, okay? When the time, when it's ready, okay, we're going to do it from the outside, okay? And when we go in, that's our OBS, okay? So when we're inside there, okay, we're going to have access to free products, ONet, OMail, okay? And the first paid product will be OConnect. So we're going to purchase that, okay? All of us, we're going to purchase that, okay? After that now is when we're going to actually purchase the product package. So your domain name, your traffic, and so on, okay? So that's product package. Now, the traffic, right, is going to be included within the product package. But you'll also be able to get additional traffic if you so choose, okay? So I hope that is clear. So you got product package, so that's a combination, right, or multiple products, okay, in one package. So whether it's 3 products, 2 products, whatever the case may be, it's going to have multiple products in one package. Then the traffic is included within, okay, but you also have the ability to purchase additional traffic if you so choose. Not mandatory, you don't have to do it, okay, but you'll have that option as well, right? So that's how that works. So it's both that is included, but yet it's also separate for those who want additional amount. As far as the cost goes, what we do know is that the lowest package will be affordable, right, for everyone. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Vietnam, Papua New Guinea, India, doesn't matter where you are in the world, okay? Everyone will be able to afford the lowest package. And the first package is going to include the domain name, right? It has to include the domain name, okay? Because that's the beginning. That's where we start, right? As far as having the business set up and everything running as we've spoken about before, okay? So that's important to understand, because without having the domain name, you don't have a website. Without having a website, where does the traffic go, okay? So that will be the lowest package. But again, it's going to be affordable for everyone, okay?
Yeah,
and by the way, if you have not had a chance to listen to the last Friday Night Live, you should get a hold of that video and listen to it. It's a very good conversation with our CEO with regards to the pricing of OConnect. Okay, so that's a very good conversation that you should listen to. So just find that video. So the last Friday Night Live with Rob and Lynn Nakamoto. Okay, so take a look at that one.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. I heard about using ONet and OMail to market our products to customers and potential reseller. Do you know how we will go about doing this when these products become available? Thank you.
Yeah, great question. You know, that's where the fun begins. Okay, as I mentioned earlier about you know, connection. Remember now, OnPassive is a company that is doing things, you know, totally different than before. Right? OnPassive is going to make marketing fun without using the word marketing in it. All right. So it's about connections. Now, if we think of how these social platforms have been built over the years, it's people connecting with people, right? You know, how did you get, you know, however many followers you have, you know, whether it be on Facebook or followers you have on Instagram or whatever, right? YouTube subscribers and so on. It's people connecting with people, right? So just think about that for a minute. And so when we are live with OMail, you know, it's very, very simple to connect with people, right? I can reach out to my contacts and let them know I'm no longer using Gmail. I'm no longer using Yahoo or Hotmail or whatever the provider is that you're using, and let them know what you're using now. I can just put a link there, right? And people are going to be curious. Oh, mail, never heard of that before. They'll click on it and see what it's about. And when they realize that they can get a free account, they will try it out. right? This is why I'm saying, like, we don't have to be salespeople. We don't have to be marketers. It really is just that simple, right? ONET, same thing. I'm no longer using this particular platform or that one, right? I'm no longer going to be on Facebook. So if you want to find me, connect with me here, okay, and your ONET link, right? So it's going to be all about connecting with people so we don't have to sell. We'll be able to get, you know, hundreds, thousands, and in some cases, for some people, millions of people connecting with us, right? And guess what? When they come in, because it's free to do so, right? So when they come in, they will also reach out to their contacts and say, hey, you know what? I just found this great email platform, let's say, and I love it, right? And I believe you'll love it too here, right? And they will come and get a free account and it will just mushroom, right? It will just mushroom. That's what's going to happen. ONET, same thing, right? And ONET is, you know, we're talking about permission-based contacts, right? They just can't come in on their own without getting an invite from you, right? So it's going to be really, really easy, folks. What OnPassive is doing is a game changer. So you'll be able to market without marketing, right? And that's never been done before. It's just reaching out to people. People like you. They want to still stay in contact with you, just that they're going to switch from the way they were contacting you before to use a different medium, right? And that's going to be our OMail and ONET, right? Among others. But that's just a simple way to be able to get hundreds, thousands, you know, and like I said, in some cases, millions to connect with you. It's really, really simple, folks. And I can't wait. We're going to love it. You're going to love it. And if you love it, guess what? Don't you think other people will love it too? Of course they will. We've seen from what our CEO has shared with us, right, on the past few webinars, corporate webinars, right? And I mean, it's impressive, folks. If you haven't come to that realization as yet, then something is wrong with you. It is impressive, right? And people are going to fall in love with it. And when people love something, they're going to share it, right? They're just going to share it without sharing it with the intent of, oh, I need to make money, and none of that. I really love this platform, right? I enjoy using it. Hey, come join me, right? Come join me, right? And in that process, over time, they will upgrade themselves. They'll buy what they like inside there, okay? We don't need to worry about the actual paid products and how we're going to make sales. It's going to be a natural process, right? It's just going to, people are just going to evolve into buying products that they like because, like I said, when people love something, right, they're going to spend a lot of time with whatever it is that they love. There's no doubt about that, all right? But to add on to that, okay, like I know, Shuker, you're a pastor, right? And so think of churches, like how did they get started, right? How did they mushroom? You know, we know there's, you know, especially in America, you know, you have these mega churches and so on. You know, did they go out and market? Did they put up, you know, billboard ads and, you know, I mean, TV commercials and all these things? No, right? It's people telling people, connecting with people, and it mushrooms from maybe one person or 3 or 5 that started the church, you know, and they told a few people and so on, and it just mushroomed into massive organizations. So, you know, this is what we're talking about, folks, when it comes to what we have here. Is just connecting with other people, and you will see how it will go viral. Okay, it will go viral because it's something that is new, it's refreshing, it's revolutionary, right? And it's proprietary, right? It's not something that is me too. Okay, so just hang on, because the ride is going to be fantastic.
Okay, thank you. Michael, no customers or resellers can sign up or purchase products without a founder's link or website. Thus, OnPassive is marketing our founders' links and websites I wonder, does OnPassive also has a link or links of its own to market for customers and resellers to sign up? Or Founders platform, does it have anything like that?
So no, when we say that, customers have to come through Founders links, that's in the beginning, right? That's to kickstart things. But think about it. Let's say, we've opened to the public. Someone comes in through my link as a customer. They then choose to be a reseller. That individual will be able to have their own links that they can get their own customers, right? So at that point, that person is not coming directly through a founder, but indirectly, right? They're still connected to me, right? Indirectly. The same for customers. Customers will have links that they can share and get other customers to come on board, okay? So you're going to have that. But as far as the company goes, remember now, what is the company doing? The company is promoting us. We are, okay, the ones that are being promoted, our domain name, our links, and so on, that's being promoted, but not the corporate site, okay? There will be a corporate site, right? Of course, the company is going to have that, but the company is not looking to market itself, okay? The company is branded, right? That's what we've been doing since March, is branding the company so people recognize the name OnPassive. So when they see this product powered by OnPassive, okay, they make the connection, right? So OMail is powered by OnPassive. ONet is powered by OnPassive. They'll make the connection. So it's all about us as far as, links that are being marketed, right? All of our links, that's what's going to be out there in the marketplace. Not the company having their own links out there marketing along with us, no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep in mind that we are connected, right? The corporate, the company OnPassive, we are connected. Okay, it's not, we're not disconnected from the company, right? So even though we or our links, our website is what's being marketed, okay, that's still connected back to OnPassive, right? Which is why, when we make money, the company's also making money. When the company makes money, we're also making money. Okay, so there's a relationship there. But the company doesn't need to have its separate links to market separately outside of us. But we also have physical products, right? So with the physical products, the company may market that on its own separately, right? Apart from, the various products that we are aware of in our ecosystem right now. Okay, so that remains to be seen. But as far as the regular products, then let's call it that, the ONet, the OMail, OConnect, OAcademy, and so on, that's done through us as resellers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. When the marketing campaign happens during FIFA, will our domains being marketed to new customers that can purchase products from our website, or will the company's domain name be marketed and divide out to us reseller? Thank you.
Okay, so what will be happening during FIFA is still part of our branding campaign, right? Number one, we have not seen what that ad or campaign is going to look like. But in time we will, right? So when we get there, when FIFA starts November 20th, through beIN Sports, we'll be able to see exactly what is showcased out there. But it's part of the branding though. So the company's branding itself, so it's not necessarily that the company is having a whole bunch of leads or sales coming in, because our domain names, I don't believe our domain name will be marketed at that time, okay? Remember, what we will have, though, is we will have links for OMail, we'll have links for ONet, we probably will have links for OConnect, but we'll just have to wait and see exactly what it is that we have. But I don't believe that the domain, we will have that at that time. But again, that's something that remains to be seen. So I can't give you a definitive answer on that one, other than, let's wait and see what will happen. But as far as the marketing goes, it's still about branding. Okay, it's still about getting the awareness out there to 1 point something billion people. They'll be watching the World Cup, and so that they'll get to more awareness about OnPassive. Okay, I see us using the FIFA campaigns, as a way to, again, help us have people connect with us, right? Because now, how many companies will be showcasing themselves, during the broadcast of FIFA, of the World Cup, right? And so it's a big deal to be a part of that, right? It's a very, very big deal. So to have a company that you are associated with, you are a founding member of, that's going to be a big deal to a lot of people, for them to connect just to see what this company is about, right? So I think that is something that we'll be able to do, is to utilize that to our advantage, to help people connect with us even more so, because of the weirdness that's out there. Just like what happened with, the Burj Khalifa, right? There were people who became founders as a result of what transpired there, right? People that we have spoken to before, and they're like, kind of on the fence, and all of a sudden they see this, great exposure happening throughout Dubai, not just on Burj Khalifa, but throughout Dubai itself, and people, took a closer look and actually got involved. And so the same thing will happen during FIFA, is that more people will take a closer look at OnPassive. Those that you've spoken to already about it, that did not jump in as a founding member, they will come in even to use the free products because of what they're going to see throughout FIFA. Okay, so again, it's going to create awareness for all of us, and in some cases, yes, it will actually get you customers.
Okay, thank you. Michael, if I have 2 emails, for example, Tabitha@gmail.com and Tabitha@yahoo.com, when we convert to OMail,
Brian.
okay, when we convert to OMail, when we convert to OMail, will they convert to just 1 email or 2 emails? If 2 emails, how are they different?
Bé nó là sẽ bé sáng là auto ha ya
That's a simple question, but a good one, right? Because yeah, I never even thought of that one. That people do have the same prefix for their email, but with a different provider, right? So in the example you gave, Tabitha at Gmail and Tabitha at Yahoo. So I would imagine that the system, will understand that, okay, I'm using Tabitha at OMail, and then I'm going to use maybe Tabitha 1 or Tabitha 2 at OMail. The 2 will not become 1 because each one represents an independent account. So the 2 will not be 1, right? That just wouldn't make any sense logically. So both of them have to be separate, right? But you have to, I would think that there'll be some way of differentiating it. And the easiest thing I can think of would be just to add a number after, the name itself, okay? So that I think that makes the most sense.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. We have founders in China who use Yahoo emails. right now they cannot access the Yahoo emails in China. The pop-up message indicates that from now on, the Yahoo email will no longer be used in mainland in China. So if they cannot access their Yahoo emails, how can we help them? Thank you.
So, I mean, we know shortly we'll be going into the creation of our OMail accounts, right? So in those cases, they'll be fine, right? Because we're going to transition away from the providers that we're using now into OMail, right? So all of us, we're going to have OMail accounts, right? So if they can't access their Yahoo mail or whatever, that's fine. It's just a matter of creating an OMail account when we get there. So not now, okay, but when we get there, just create an OMail account and now they're good to go, you know, because they'll be able to have access through that, okay?
Thank you. Say if I have many accounts under different leaders, some accounts with earlier dates, some with later dates. Which accounts should I first activate? The accounts with earlier dates or the later dates? For example, when I joined, I built a team in 2020. Then I bought other positions pending accounts under Michael Williams in 2018. Is it recommended that I start paying the positions in 2020 or in the earlier dates under Michael Williams in 2018?
Okay, I guess that's a trick question, eh, Chris? Okay, here's the thing, okay? Every single account in OnPassive is valuable, okay? Very, very valuable. Even if it's June 22nd, 2022, okay? Every single account is valuable, right? So you have to think now as a business person, okay? You have multiple accounts, which means you have multiple businesses. Each account will generate income, right? Because each account is going to be making sales, right? Each account is going to be getting a team of customers, right? So you're going to be making money. So what you want to be doing is you want to be able to activate every single account that you have. This is not for you to replace, you know, okay, an old account, right, with a new account or a new account with an old account. It's not about replacing accounts, okay? I have an account, I built that account, or maybe I didn't build the account, and I decided to get additional accounts, additional, okay? Not replacements, okay, but additional. So I certainly want to activate every single one of them, okay? So that's first and foremost, right? I'm not going to put a, you know, an importance of one over the other, irrespective of the dates, okay? Because every single one of them is important. Every single one of them can, over time, generate hundreds of thousands of dollars, in some cases, millions of dollars. Okay, that's just the reality. Each account can help you generate wealth. So here's the thing with multiple accounts, right? By having more than one account, it's going to help me get to my income goal faster, okay? So if I have one account, I will get to my income goal eventually over time, right? But if I have two, chances are, not guaranteed, but chances are it may take me half the time to get there, right? Okay. If I have 3, 4, 5, you understand? I keep cutting down or decreasing the time that it's going to take for me to get to my income goal. But collectively, by having multiple accounts, it means I have multiple streams of income. Therefore, I am generating wealth much faster. So personally, I want to have as many accounts active as I can possibly afford to have active, okay? I certainly want to do that. And quick example, let's just say my income goal, okay? We'll talk a little bit about money. Let's just say my income goal is I want to make $100,000 a year, just as a figure, right? It's a six-figure income. That's nice, okay? That's equivalent to $8,400 a month, right? So if I have two accounts, right, it means that if we use an average, it means that I divide it by 2. So therefore, I need 4,200 from each account, right? I need each account to generate enough sales so that I'm making 4,200, right? Okay, but what if I have 10 accounts? It means that each account needs to generate $840, okay? So you see, the more accounts I have, there's less pressure on each account to generate sales for me, right? That's a much better scenario than I only have one account. You understand? In order to get to that income goal, that's what I'm talking about. Every single account is going to win. Every single account is going to help you. But the more accounts I have, is the faster I get to my goal, regardless of the time stamp that's on it. Okay. Now, for full transparency, yes, if I have an account from 2018, it only makes sense that that account in 2018, right, because of join date, timestamp, overflow, all that other fancy stuff, you know, it's going to get me there faster, right? But when I combine that now with multiple accounts, whether it's 2020, 2019, 2021, etc., I combine all that together, right? It's a very good strategy to maximize A, the income that I'll generate, and B, the speed that I'm going to get to wherever I'm trying to get to in life, okay? So every single one is important, okay? You need them all, and you want to activate them all as soon as possible, okay? Don't discount anyone. Don't think, oh, this one is 2022, so I'll leave that one alone. I'll just focus on my 2018 account. No, because remember now, all you have to do is buy traffic for all of them, right? If I have 10 accounts, I just buy traffic for this one, 2, 3. I just put traffic towards them. And so all of them will be building at the same time, not at the same pace, not at the same pace, okay? But here's the thing with traffic. No one can guarantee whether, let's say, Chris Johnson, he decides to purchase 1,000 visitors. That's his traffic package, okay? And I did the same thing. I purchased 1,000 visitors, okay? Let's say Chris Johnson has a 2018 account and I have a 2022 account, okay? But we purchased the same amount of traffic. My 1,000 could actually produce 500 sales. I can get 500 customers for my 1,000, and then Chris Johnson's 1,000 only gave him 10. You only got 10 sales. So you see, even though my account is 2022, you understand, you see why I have 500 customers now and Chris only has 10, right? There's no guaranteed when it comes to traffic. What is guaranteed is the amount of traffic you're going to have, okay, but not the result in the traffic, okay? Now, there's other factors that we can talk about, but the bottom line is just keep it simple. I want to activate every single account that I have because each one is a separate entity, and all of them combined is going to get me to my income goal faster, all right?
Thank you, Michael. I would like to know what would you do in the first 1 or 2 weeks when Ampaxi opens to the public beside paying the packages. Thank you.
Go to sleep or go on vacation. Well, for those of us who's been burning the midnight oil, you know, we're gonna need a lot of sleep, right? You know, my wife just said to me today, like, you know, when are you not working? Right? So, you know, I'm sure a lot of us will, you know, be able to take a little break anyways. But, you know, as a founder, there's lots that we can be doing. You know, again, that whole idea of connection, you know, my personal goal is to have 1 million customers in the very first year, that we're open to the public, right? That's my personal goal. I think what we have is fantastic. So I certainly want to get the word out there to as many people as possible, like every way possible. Not just the traffic from the company, but we all live in a community, and so not because there's no more founders, from the outside that can register, no more founders position, available from that standpoint. It doesn't mean that the work is done. There's lots of people out there that need, not want, but need OnPassive, right? So whatever it is that we can do, all of us can do something, right? There's no doubt about that. Don't sell yourself short. All of us can do something, and so you just try to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can. And so if that means that I'm at work and there's people that I connect with at work, I can share, as I said, not in a marketing way, not in a salesy way, right? But just connect with them, right? We talked about the ONET and OMail. Again, free products, folks. They're free, right? So why not get others to connect with you through those two vehicles, right? That's what I would be doing, right? As soon as we have the ability to share that with people, I certainly will be doing that from now, and it doesn't stop. I just continue to do it. It just depends on your situation, depends on the contacts that you have, the people that you meet. But we all know somebody, right? And you never know who that somebody may know, right? You may know someone and it's like, wow, I didn't realize that this person had, 1 million followers, right? You just don't know. Connect. If you have children that go to school, there's teachers, what I mean? There's people everywhere. We don't live in a vacuum, right? No one is here under a rock, I don't believe. So if we're not living under a rock, there's people all around us that can use what we have. Just do it not in a salesy way. Don't do it with, looking at people with dollar signs on their heads. No, you just want to connect with people and offer them a valuable solution to their problem. Because it doesn't matter how they come into OnPassive, they'll be able to benefit financially, right? And so I believe that there's always work to be done. And we just simply have to do what it is that we can do. We don't have to go above and beyond. We can stay in our lane, and if you choose to get uncomfortable. It's okay, right? Sometimes, you're on a roller coaster and it's not a comfortable ride, or you're going down a bumpy road and it's not comfortable. It's okay, right? You'll get through that. And sometimes you'll be surprised, what you see on the end of that, right? Just like we've talked about people coming into OnPassive and how so many founders have grown, right? It's the same thing. We can do all of that, but we certainly know that there's billions upon billions of people on this planet that actually need what we have to offer. So the only way to get to them is by connecting, right? And so as we connect, right, we'll be able to connect to somebody that's your neighbor. That neighbor may know someone in France. That person in France may know someone in Cameroon. You understand? And then we just connect around the globe like that. And that is what we can do, is just continue to connect, share the message, right? And that message is about love. So you just can't go wrong with a message such as that. And that's what OnPassive is all about.
Okay, thank you. That was beautiful. What is your projection on potential growth for OnPassive as a company and specifically as a founder in the first month or first year after OnPassive is launched, or after November 20th?
Okay, so again, folks, remember now, projections are just that. They're just projections, right? They're certainly not guaranteed, of anything. Okay, but because I know what we have, right? The future is so bright for this company, and by default for all of us, right? Over the course of the first year, I expect, nothing less than 1 billion customers in OnPassive over the course of the first year, right? And remember, all these customers have to go somewhere, right? That's us, right? We are the benefactors of all of that, okay? We don't know how big it will get, but I just can't see us having less than that. And I know it's a big number. 1 billion, 1 billion of anything is a big number. But I've said it before that when we had, around 100,000 founders, we were thinking, in the first year, we would see about 100 million customers, right? Now we're at, 1.4 million, right? So there's no reason for me to think, right? There's no reason for me to think that we're still in the same place as we were when we had 100,000, okay? So because that's a multiple of 10, right, roughly, right, we can then translate that to saying going from 100 million to 1 billion. That's a reasonable expectation. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. It could be less, it could be more, but it's a reasonable expectation of this company, right? And so, when we break that down from an individual standpoint, right? Again, this is just average, right? From an individual standpoint, it's realistic that a founder can expect, 1,000 customers, right? 1,000 over the course of a year. I'm not going to say what's going to happen in the first month. We don't know, right? But over the course of the year, I think it's easier to have a better idea. And 1,000 multiplied by 1 million, there's your 1 billion. Right? You see how that works? And there's your 1 billion. So if we're saying 1 billion is realistic, then yeah, for each individual, it's possible. Right? Again, it's not guaranteed. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? But it's possible. Like I said, my personal goal is to have 1 million customers over that same time period. But does it mean that everyone will have that? No. Some will have 1,000, some may have 2,000, some may have 10,000, and so on, right? But realistically, yeah, there's no reason why we can't have 1 billion customers in OnPassive. People are going to come, folks. They're going to come. They're going to come for OMail. They're going to come for ONet. They're going to come for OConnect. Zoom right now makes $4 billion a year, right? $4 billion a year, right? With their one product, okay? There's no reason why people will look at us, even just from a cost standpoint, right? Just from a cost standpoint, yeah, we're going to take a lot of Zoom's customers. I fully believe that, okay? And not just them. We can go through all the other products them and see, right, as they become available to the marketplace, we can look at what these other companies are doing, Bitly, Blink, charging people $300 a month for a URL shortener, just to shorten your link. You see Trim in your back office? Just for something like that, they're charging $300 a month for, right? Just think about that, folks, okay? So if you bring something to the market that is over market value, meaning it has more value than what's in existence at present, right? You don't think people are going to flock to it? Of course they will, right? And we all know about the free products then, how the massive impact that they will have, right? People are fed up of certain companies that are out there. Like people are already, basically left certain companies because they just want nothing to do with them because of privacy and all these other things, right? So if you provide the market something that they say, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for, right? people are going to flock to it. So, you know, this company is going places. There's no doubt about that. None whatsoever. And like I said, once you know, fully immerse yourself into the business and get a really good understanding of all that OnPassive is and how it's going to change, and not just change, but transform people's lives, how it's going to uplift humanity, right? When we see all the disasters that's going on right now in the United States, you know, and even up in Canada, right, with the hurricane, the storm, folks, the Caribbean being impacted, people are days without power, right? People need help. People have lost their homes. Some have lost their lives, right? There's going to be a major rebuilding that has to be undertaken, right? And OnPassive can help even in those situations, because we are on the verge of making, you know, ourselves known to the world. Okay, so yeah, 1 billion in the first year, to me, it's a done deal, right? That's a done deal. And for each founder, you know, for them to be in a good place a year from now, to me, that's a done deal. Okay, regardless of what your income goal may be, to me, it's a done deal, right? And I believe that will come to fruition. All right.
Okay, thank you, Michael. When is the activate date? When is the activation dates for the founders annual fee? Is it when the OnPassive opens to the public and we get to use the products? Thank you.
Yeah, so once we've purchased our product package, right, the package, so we have our website set up and all of that, it's going to be from then, okay? If that changes, we'll be notified, but as of this moment, it will be then, okay? So once we get the activation going and our business, because that's when your business is actually up and running, right? So from then, we have that 1 year window. Okay.
And yo lúc sợ cái thầu cái lúc tổ chức thế ha thầu bên mong thế nhà cái lúc tổ chức nó mà vậy thì biết thầu họ nó là cái khỏi cái biết tụng đây cái biết thì cái lúc xong cái thì
Tabitha, if I jumped in really quick, second part to the questions that you have, Michael. So that cover 1 year. After that, will that automatically deduct, or how does that work after that 1 year?
Yeah, so it's not automatically deducted, okay, because it's an option. Okay, it's an option. You don't have to renew as a founder. Okay, you don't have to. Now, being a founder is different than being a reseller. Okay, so if a person chooses not to renew their foundership because they feel, you know, they didn't get enough value or whatever it may be, you know, some folks are crazy, so, you know, it is a scenario, right? So if they feel that it's not necessary, then they won't renew. As well as from the company point of view, the company may not, you know, offer the renewal to certain founders. So it's not a given. Okay, it is an option both on the company as well as on the founder themselves. Okay, but that will be communicated at time of renewal. Okay, and people will have the option to accept or decline. Okay, it doesn't mean that they're out of the business. Okay, it just means that if they don't renew, then they're no longer considered a founded member. Okay, so it is optional, so it's not automatic.
Thank you. Michael, do you know how many countries are in OnPassive? Is there any country around the world up to now still have no founders?
Well, we know we're in more than 200 countries, okay? And for those who question whether there are 200 countries in the world, yeah, that, don't take that up with me, okay? It depends on the source. Some source will tell you it's like 196 countries in the world. Some will tell you it's 210. And bottom line is we know that we are in 200 plus countries around the world. The exact number I don't know, but I know it's over 200. As far as is there a country that does not have a founder? I'm sure there are, like little island nations. It's possible, right? Somewhere in the South Pacific, Vanuatu, I don't know. You understand? But obviously not any of the major countries. All the major countries in the world, we're there, but some tiny island somewhere that may have, I don't know, a few hundred people or something like that, or a few thousand people. It's possible that we're not there, okay? But for the majority is covered, okay? The majority of the world is covered, has some representation, okay?
If I may step in really quick, second part of that question, Michael. There are some countries right now currently block our website, like the link that the founders has. Please talk about that really quick.
Yeah, so I mean, we know, we have not, the company has not launched, right? Meaning it's not selling products, okay? So you still may have a few countries that are skeptical about OnPassive, only because we're not selling products as yet, okay? So I believe that once we start to sell products, meaning we're open to the public and we're selling products, then those, I don't even say a handful, but a few, right? Those particular countries, they'll be more comfortable. They'll get to see that, oh, it's a real company. They have real products. Everything is 100% legitimate. So then it'll be fine. Okay, but until you actually open your doors and start to sell products, in their mind, well, what if the company doesn't launch? What if it turns out to be this or that? So there's some questions there, but all of that will be alleviated once we start to sell our products, which is on the horizon. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Some of our founders in the third countries are concerned that their government may suspect them when they start receiving money from OnPassive. What can we do, or what can they do? Thank you.
Okay, so with regards to that, it shouldn't be a concern for founders, okay? Because each of the products that we'll be selling, we will have a contract for that, okay? So you're gonna have documentation, in other words, right? And then also for the income that you'll be generating, you will also have documents for that. You'll be able to pull off a report that shows, this product sale, that product sale, commissions for it, and so on. So you're gonna have documentation. So it's a non-issue, right? Again, governments just want to know that people are engaged in legal activities, right? Banks also, which we need them, they want to know that any money that's coming into their institution is of legal origin. And so we have all that covered. So, it's nothing for founders to be concerned about. You will have the documentation that you need. Obviously it's a legitimate business in any country to be able to sell products. So that's what we have. So no need to be concerned about that, okay? All be taken care of with documentation.
Ash and you, Michael, have mentioned before that if we have fund in our account, we can link our account fund to help pay for any founder's account. And all we need to do, just select the buttons of either loan or gift. Is it still in place?
So we will still have the ability, to transfer from wallet to wallet, okay? So we'll be able to do all of that, okay? Again, not an issue, simple stuff, click, click, and it's done, okay?
Yeah, có thể nói với chỉnh mua này ý là cái
Sean?
Okay, thank you, Michael. We have accounts that did not receive the corporate's email invitation to the corporate webinars. Will that be an issue for the future when OnPassive launches this? Thank you.
Okay, so we know we're going to have OMail powered by OnPassive. Okay, it's OnPassive's products. All of us can have an OMail account. Okay, so that will not be an issue, okay, for deliverability or any of that. Okay, we will get the communication because it's OnPassive's very own product. Okay, so we'll be fine.
yeah.
We do have a question in the chat, and I'm going to say in Hmong, and then Chuka's going to translate in English.
For us who came late and purchased pending founder under many people, what would be our potential income? And also, if we purchase the highest package, what would be our potential?
Okay, so OnPassive is not a money game, right? It's a real business for us, okay? So we have to think of how do businesses make money, right? Now, people are so used to all this nonsense that's out there, and they join these nonsense and they lose money time and time and time again, and yet we want to, compare OnPassive to those things that are out there, okay? A real business, right? You make money because you're selling something, okay? So I want you to think with me. Let's say you open up a restaurant, right? Now, you decide to open up a restaurant today. Do you know how much money you're going to make that day? Do you know how much money you're going to make that month, right? If no one comes into your restaurant, are you going to make any money at all? You understand? Right? So you don't know, right? But if you decide to go out there and market, you decide to go out there and advertise and promote your restaurant, now you have a greater chance of getting people to come into your restaurant, right? So that means your chance of making money is now increased, okay? So OnPassive is making sure we have that covered. We're making sure that we're not going to just rely on you to go out there and market and try to sell the products. We're going to have a system in place whereby we're getting targeted traffic coming to our website, okay, over and over and over and over again. And by having that, now you have these potential customers to come in. Now you have people being converted into actual customers, and so you make money that way. And that is key, folks. That is so, so key. You understand? This is why you can actually be sleeping and you're making money. Why? Because the traffic is constant. It's a constant flow of people. When we say traffic, we're talking about people, real eyeballs looking at your content, okay? So people will come, they will look. Not everyone is going to buy. Some will not, okay? Some will buy right now, some will buy 6 months from now, some will buy a year from now. So that's how a real business operates, okay? Walmart can't tell you that, you know what, today we're gonna make this amount of money, okay? If nobody shows up inside Walmart, they don't make any money, right? You understand? What do? They get flyers out there, okay? They advertise, okay? You have to advertise your business. The good thing with us is that we don't need to, it's not mandatory, okay? Because it's gonna be done simply because we're paying for it to be done. So it's not that work is not being done. Work is being done, but all I have to do is pay for it, okay? We can do that, right? we can pay someone to go out there and promote our restaurant business, right? If we're selling fruits and vegetables in the market, we have a stall, we can pay someone to listen, I want you to go around the neighborhood and tell everyone that this is what I'm selling, this is what I have to offer, this is where I'm located, so they know where to come and find me, and people will come. If I do enough of that, okay, that's how a real business functions, okay? And that's what we have in On Passive. So we cannot say you're gonna make this amount of money in month one. We cannot say that, well, if you buy the biggest package of traffic, you're gonna make this amount of money. Because as I explained earlier, if Chris Johnson has 1,000 visitors and I have 1,000 visitors, it doesn't mean that he's gonna have the same amount of sales as myself, okay? Not only that, but maybe they buy O Connect from Chris, so he has a whole bunch of O Connect customers. Maybe I have a whole bunch of customers that choose to buy O Academy. It may not even be the same product that they'll buy. You don't know what they're going to buy, okay? But as long as they come and they purchase, it's a win for us, okay? So we can be off enjoying time with our family while the AI, while the technology does all the work, all the heavy lifting on our behalf, okay? So that we can live life as life was intended, okay? Now, with all that said, okay, you can make forecasts for your business. You can make projections for your business, okay? A person can do that, right? So we talked about some of that earlier. We talked about, the fact that you have multiple accounts and how that benefits you. We talked about, the growth of the company over the course of a year, and also from a company standpoint and an individual standpoint, right? The bottom line is that every single person who's a founder will be able to generate enough sales to provide the income that they need. That to me, that's the bottom line. It's going to happen for every single person that's in On Passive. Whether you have one account, whether you have 100 accounts, doesn't matter. You're going to win, right? So as long as you're going to win, that's the most important thing, because so many of us just never had a real chance of winning before, okay? We've been in businesses and just didn't happen. You pay money, and you're just not able to, because selling, there's a process to selling, right? There's a process to it, okay? And so a lot of people don't understand that process, and they don't have the knowledge, don't have the skills. Think of salespeople. You go to a car to go buy a car, okay? We know our buddy worked at Ford, okay? So you go to a Ford, car dealership, right? And we know that there's salespeople working there. You think all these people are wealthy? They're in sales, right? Some are making money, some are not making money. And when they're not making money, what do? They leave and go to another dealership, right? That's just how it works, okay? Somebody's selling life insurance. Some of them make millions of dollars selling life insurance. And you have others that could barely make $10,000 for the year. That's just the reality, right? What we have in On Passive is a business that is designed to create wealth for us. It's designed like that. You understand? When something's designed to do something, right? It's a characteristic of that business in of itself to help us create wealth. Not so that we can go run around and buy 10 cars and 5 homes and all this fancy stuff. No. Help ourselves, help our family, take care of our loved ones, and with the excess, reach out and help other people. Okay? That's a cornerstone within On Passive. On Passive was designed based upon that, to provide people, give people the ability, give them the chance to finally succeed so that they can live life the way life was intended, right? So if I know that, that alone excites me. That alone makes me want to wake up every single morning knowing that finally we have a solution, not just for myself, but for every single person that I introduce On Passive to. every single person that I invite on Passive, invite to become a part of on Passive. That excites me, folks, right? That's what really, really gets me excited, because I know where my income is concerned for on Passive. I don't need to worry about that stuff. I'm going to have way more than what I need. I already know that, right? But what excites me is that finally there's Tom, there's Susie, there's John, okay? Every single person that I invited in, they're going to win. And that, folks, is something that is different. It's different because I've been part of companies before. I've had success in companies before, but not every single person who invited with me had success, right? It's not a good feeling when you're living the life and you see others, you know, they're not. It's not a good feeling when you turn on the TV and you see how some people are living around the world, and you know the condition, your circumstance, your situation, right, is completely different than theirs. There are people going to bed hungry, children going to bed hungry. That shouldn't be, folks. It just shouldn't, right? Not when I have my kids and they're off at university and they just think that they just take this card and buy as they like. And I'm trying to teach them that no, right? That's not the way, okay? The reality is there's so many that we can help. And we have the tool, we have the solution. So should we not use that solution and help people? So I want everyone, don't think about your income anymore in On Passive. Don't think about it because it's a done deal. Why do I need to keep thinking about it? Well, how much am I going to make? Well, what if I do this? Will I make more? Whatever amount that you feel realistically that you want to make it on Passive, it's a done deal. And this is why you don't need to be concerned about it. When something is done, it means it's done, right? It's done. It is a done deal, folks. Walk around with that confidence, knowing that, and you're going to see how you start to look at this business differently. Okay? You're going to feel different about this business. No one will be able to say anything to you that's going to make you second guess anything about On Passive, right? That's when you have that conviction, right? It's like, you know, if you have a personal relationship with God, for example, okay? You have a personal relationship, meaning like something miraculous happened for you, right? There's a difference in that person's conviction versus somebody else who, well, you know, yeah, maybe God is real. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody who created us. Who knows? Maybe. There's a difference. You understand? When you had a child, okay, you have kids, okay, children, right? And then you have someone who doesn't, right? Like there's a difference. The person who doesn't, you know, never had that experience. Like I'm a man, okay? I'm a male, okay? I've never had the experience of giving birth. So even though I was there when all three of my children were born, I still can't relate to what my wife went through. You understand? It's different, folks. So when you have that conviction about On Passive, it's a different experience than when you're just kind of floating along and, yeah, maybe it will work, maybe it won't work, blah, blah, blah. There's a difference, folks. It is. And people sense that passion in you. They sense that conviction in you. They know it's not pretense. They know it's not fake, because people are not stupid. They're not. We may think they are, okay, but they're not, okay? They know when people are faking it. You understand? So when you're convicted about something, folks, I'm telling you, there's a huge difference. So do yourself a favor and immerse yourself into On Passive. Let On Passive get inside you, and you're going to see how so many people are attracted to you. They want to be with you. They want to be around you. They want to go wherever you're going. They're saying, hey, I don't know what you're doing, man, but you know what, though? I want to come along for the ride, right? And that's how it was for us in the very beginning in 2018, right? We heard what Mr. Ashmafar said, and we're like, you know what? There's just something about this that I want to come along for that ride. And as we began to know more and more and more about it, guess what? The confidence level, all that starts to increase where we're like, you know what? hey, we don't know what the end result is going to be. We don't know when it's going to launch. We don't, but what we do know is that this is something that we want to be a part of. That much we know for sure. And if it takes another month, if it takes another 3 months, whatever the case may be, right? We are right there with our CEO because we know that this company will change lives like never, ever, ever before in the history of the human race. Period. Take that to the bank, my friends.
Okay, so about the single sign on, the single sign on. What does ASH mean? We no longer log in using outside source such as Gmail or Yahoo. This is the first part. And then the second part is, can we send a lump sum money into one account, then use that money to pay for all my other accounts? Money
Okay, got
into
it.
one account, then
Okay,
use.
for the rest.
Okay, so single sign-on, again, for those who were on the corporate webinar for CEO, we should understand this, okay? But just in case you missed it. So we're going to create on the outside, okay? So when this time is ready, you can say, okay, go to this site, and you're going to create an OMail account, okay? So when you create the OMail account, now you're in, okay, the OBS. You're inside, okay? Once you're inside, you're able to link multiple accounts if you have multiple accounts. Okay? You're able to link them together, okay? There'll be a verification process that you'll go through, okay, initially, okay? It's just like one time you need to do it, okay? And then you're good going forward. So you'll be able to transfer from one account to the other account from inside without having to log out, have to log into account number 2, or log out, log into account number 3, okay? So that's what that is. So now you're inside and you're able to access your other accounts once you've already gone through that verification process, okay? So that's not KYC, that's not what we're talking about, okay? But just a verification process to make sure everything is good. Now, as far as the lump sum transfer, yes, you'll be able to do a wire transfer, let's say, into one account, and then from there you can disperse to make the payments to the various accounts. Okay, so we will have that option. Right. As of right now, that's how it is. If things change, we'll be notified. Okay.
So I've got a question that some of the business owners actually asking. I am a business owner. I have collected hundreds of thousands of emails, previous clients, past clients, future clients. Is OMail has a way for me to integrate or putting all these emails that I have into OMail at this point? Is it something that I should be doing at this point, or wait until OMail's product launched or release?
So no, you don't want to be entering them into the OMail that's in your back office right now. No, you want to wait until we actually create an OMail account when the time is ready. That's when you'll be able to import all your contacts and so on. You'll be able to, have them in separate files, folders, etc. And you'll be able to work those contacts. Okay, so certainly wait until we get there. It's around the corner, folks, right? But we'll be able to do all of that because that's the actual full-blown OMail product. Okay, so that's when we'll be able to do all of that.
Michael, I have never owned a business before, have never do anything online, have never sold anything in my life. how easy is it for me to start reselling or buying the product, or do I need to buy the product of OnPassive?
I forgot what the question was.
Go ahead.
I've never owned a business, never done anything online. Do I really need the products of OnPassive? How do I resell the products?
Okay. I was ready to answer, and then Shuka's translating, and I'm like, okay, all right. I'm thinking about Monday Night Football. Sorry. No. So here's the thing. In order for us to receive commissions that we can withdraw, we have to own the products. Okay. So every single one of us, over time, we will own every single product that OnPassive has. Okay. Take OStaff, for example. Okay. I certainly want to be able to generate commissions from the sales of OStaff and be able to withdraw those commissions, right? So that means I will have to purchase OStaff at some point, okay? So we're going to have to own them even if we're not going to actually use them ourselves, okay? Now, you don't have to, right? You don't have to buy any products for that matter. The only product that's going to be mandatory to purchase is actually OConnect, right? But the beauty of it all, though, folks, is that, we simply purchase what we can afford. We can have the system start to generate income for us. We can use some of that income, some of that earnings that's coming in now, we can use to purchase additional products and so on. So it's a seamless system, right? We just have to give it a chance to work for us, and we will see how we're going to receive all the rewards and benefits from that, right? But you don't have to be someone that have a business. You don't have to be someone that wants to use Ocademy, for example. But wouldn't you want to benefit from it? Of course you would, right? Because that's going to be something I believe a game changer. It's going to be something that billions upon billions are going to be generated from it. So I certainly want to be a part of that, okay? But yeah, we don't have to be business savvy or have a business or know anything about business or know anything about online or any of that, right? OnPassive really is for everyone, everywhere, okay? Everyone, okay? So when you say something is for everyone, there's no exclusion, okay? You're not excluded because you're not business savvy or whatever. This is really for everyone. And so, we will be able to purchase what we need to purchase as time goes on, and we're going to be fine. But in the end, we're going to own every single product that OnPassive has to offer. And you want to own it simply because you want to be able to withdraw the commissions associated with all the products, okay?
I am a founder of OnPassive. I do own several accounts. I do have a handful of people that I invited to OnPassive with me. None of them are really, walking the path with me right now. What are the steps that I should take right now to prepare for the next step, for the next move, or to prepare to purchase? What do you recommend that I should do to literally wake up the founders that I invited here but have not done as much as I did?
Another short one, Shuka. Are you sure you're translating that correctly?
Yeah. I think I get the point across.
Okay. Just playing. This is the thing, right? Each and every one of us who come into OnPassive, we come in for our own reason, okay? Some people fall in love with OnPassive, some people still on the fence, and so on. So, we can't force people or convince people to do what they should be doing. It's really their prerogative. But all we can do is encourage them, right? We know what we have, but everyone may not see it the way we see it. Some people, it may take them another year before they finally realize what OnPassive is all about. It's possible, okay? We all learn at different pace. We all see things differently. So, I would just continue to encourage anyone that I've invited in. I would just continue to encourage them. So if I invited 5 people, I encourage those 5. If I invited, 1,000, I encourage the 1,000 to stay engaged, pay attention, especially now. Okay, especially now, is when you want them to be awake. And all they have to do is just make sure they're logging into their accounts on a regular basis. Making sure they're going on their updates and, reading the recap. If they're not at a live event, a corporate event, to catch the recording, go through that, just be awake to know what's going on with the company. But other than that, there's not much that you can do with people who choose, not to pay attention, right? The reality, though, is for those who came in and, rolled up their sleeve, went to work, and invited others, and they came in with them. Those people have certainly put themselves in a faster pace to win, right? There's no doubt about that. And the ones them who chose not to do anything, it's okay. They're still going to win, but it just won't be the same pace, right? Which only makes sense, right? It's only fair if somebody came in and they were able to invite 2 or 5 or 10 or 100 or whatever. It's only fair that those individuals would be in a better situation, so to speak, than somebody who just came in and just went to sleep. Okay, so all we can do is just encourage them, right, to pay attention, and if they decide to wake up and realize what they have in their hands, because I tell people straight up, I say, listen, what you have in your hands is $1 million plus business. That's what you have in your hands. Okay, you have one account. Over time, that one account can do that for you and more. It's possible. Is it guaranteed? No, but it's possible. So if I know I have something in my hands that can generate that type of income down the road over time, are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to pay attention to it. But if I believe that, I paid $97 and I don't know, maybe I make a couple $100 a month, no big deal. So I don't pay attention to it. But if you truly understand the power of what you have in your hand, this is what they call the Holy Grail. This is what people have been searching for. Right? What we have in our hands is what people have been searching for. Okay? And so if you know that you have it, of course you're going to pay attention to it. Right? That's why for me, every day is on passive. 6 days a week, I take 1 day of rest, and 6 days a week, it's on passive, on passive, on passive. That's it. Nothing else but on passive. Why? Because I know what I have in my hands. I found what I've been looking for. I am satisfied. I am grateful. I am thankful. So game on.
Thank you. I have one question, but my dearest friend, David Switzer, throw in another question. I think it's a really good question. So this is for you, David. And the question is that how long will OnPassive run the traffic before you have to buy more traffic?
Okay, so as of right now, the traffic is for 1 month, with 1 month supply. Okay, so 30 days, right? So, but you will be able to buy traffic anytime you want. Okay, if you want to buy traffic every day, you can buy traffic every day. If you want to buy it, twice a week, you can, or once a month. It's not going to be entirely up to you. But the package runs for a month. Okay, again, as of right now, that's how it is. If things change, we'll be notified. Okay.
My last questions, and it's regarding pending positions. There is a question to ask, what is the difference between pending positions and founders positions? When I requested pending positions and it was transferred to my name, does that mean that I have that as long as it is in my name?
Okay, so when you have a pending account, it means what the name says. It's pending. It's not paid. It's not confirmed. Okay. to be an actual founder, that needs to be paid. Okay. Now, different people are doing different things. Some people give you 24 hours to pay it, and if you don't pay it, they transfer it to someone else. Some people are more generous than that, and they may give you a little bit longer time. But I certainly say that it's important, if you acquire a pending account, it should be with the intent of making payment as soon as possible. Okay. There's no point in having a pending account and then you transfer it for it to be another pending account, right? Meaning it was sitting there before, and now you transfer it and now it sits there again. That doesn't make any sense. If a person don't want it, you change your mind or whatever, just let the person know that they can move on and give it to someone who actually wants it and are in a position to be able to make the payment, because that is the point. You want it to be yours. For it to be yours, it has to be confirmed, meaning payment has to be made, because if payment is not made, it can be transferred to someone else. Okay, so you certainly want to lock that in by making the payment as soon as you possibly can. Okay.